What's up, everyone? Welcome back. I hope everyone had an awesome week of training. I hope everyone was able to push themselves and improve. I hope you guys were able to also stay steady, stay on track, stay consistent. So for today's video, I want to touch on a topic that gets really confused quite often, and it's the topic of which fats are good and which ones are bad. So I know a lot of people when they trying to adopt some sort of new healthy diet or some sort of new fad diet, if you will, they're trying to find out, oh, should I cut carbs, should I cut fat, should I limit protein, should I eat all greens and all this. So there's a lot of info out there. I just want to clear the air, right, as to what I think works for me. So with that being said, I'm just going to drop a disclaimer. I am not a health professional. I'm not professionally inclined to be giving professional advice on what diet tips work, what's the most effective, and what you should actually be engaging in. These are just my experiences, what I've done and what I've done over my years of training and what works for me. And I'm just trying to give you guys my advice or my experiences that work. So feel free to, if you want to seek out professional advice, go right ahead. But if you would like to try what I've tried, you're also welcome to do so. So with that being said, we're going to get right into it. So we're talking bad and good fat. Which one is which? I know, very confusing, but hopefully at the end of this video, you guys will get a better understanding and will kind of know where you should, which fats you should consume, which ones you should avoid or limit. So we're just gonna jump right into it. So the two types of fats that exist are your unsaturated and saturated. Now what does that mean? So saturated fat just means that at room temperature, it's solid form. And unsaturated is liquid texture or liquid texture at room temperature. So it's a very, 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 very loose description, but that's kind of the characteristics that we use to separate the two. So if you see something like butter, you know right away at room temperature butter is solid, right? And you know that oil, any types of oil, sunflower, vegetable, canola, so on and so forth, you know those at room temperature are liquid. There, you would understand that one would be saturated, the other one would be unsaturated. And that goes for peanut butter, cheese, butter, like I said. You can find saturated in beef and stuff like that. So that's how you'll know which ones are saturated and which ones are unsaturated. So with that being said, how do you know which ones to consume and which ones to avoid? Generally speaking, humans need to consume much more unsaturated fats than saturated. Reason being is unsaturated is just overall better for the body, is better for the heart, is better for your arterioles and veins in terms of being able to transfer blood. So saturated fats are generally known for clogging your arteries and causing a lot of problems, right? So you'll notice that in the North American diet, we consume a whole lot of saturated fats. That's because of the McDonald's, the pizza, the this and that and half. So now you know that you should not avoid it completely, saturated, because let's be honest, there's some tasty foods that contain some saturated fat. Everyone likes butter on their toast. If you're not allergic to nuts, peanut butter are great. You have cheese. So I understand that it's kind of hard to avoid. So I just say limit it as much as you can and maximize your unsaturated fat intake. So what type of foods should you tend to eat more often than the other? As I said before, unsaturated is what you should predominantly consume, and feel free to have a little bit, just a little bit, not too much. Don't put pounds of butter and stuff on your bread and stuff, right? So when you're looking at what to eat, so if you're looking for foods that are high in unsaturated fats, I'll give you some examples. You're any form of nut, so you can get almonds, peanuts, cashews, pistachios. Make sure they're unsalted. Obviously, you want to reduce the amount of salt. So almonds, peanuts, cashews. You can get fish, salmon, high in omega-3 and omega-6, and unsaturated. You have chicken breast that's pretty much has like no fat on it at all. Any lean pieces of meat are really good. So that's where you can get a lot of unsaturated. You can also get a good portion of unsaturated fats from oils. So I personally like to use canola. I know some people like sunflower or avocado and so on and so forth, but generally speaking, any form of oil is pretty much good. I would say avoid coconut oil though. Coconut oil has a temperature where it turns solid, so you want to limit how much coconut oil you actually consume. On the flip side, you have your saturated. So with those, you want to limit really dense type of foods that have a high amount of saturated fat. So I know a lot of people love beef. Beef is really tasty, and it does have a sufficiently high amount of saturated fats in it. So you'll notice that you want to limit your red meat. That's why you hear a lot of people, cut out red meat or limit your red meat. It's because it can contribute to some form of clogged arteries eventually at some time. I'm not saying cut it out, just limit it, right? So limit your butter, your cheese, your peanut butter as well. Any of those things that would be pretty much solid state at room temperature is, generally speaking, a saturated fat. So that's my video for today. I wanted to give you guys some advice on what types of fats that you can prioritize over the other. Like I said, I am not a medical professional. I'm not inclined to give out professional advice in terms of nutrition and diets. This is just stuff that's worked for me. I hope that those who do partake in it, it helps and it pushes your training along and gets you to more results that you would like. If you would prefer to seek professional advice, I suggest you go ahead and do that too if you're more comfortable with that. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for checking out my videos. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the link, and I would love for you guys to drop a comment. Let me know if the content's reaching you guys. Let me know how your training is. I would love to interact with you guys so we can slowly get ourselves to another level. So with that being said, I will see you guys till next week. Finish strong and enjoy the weekend. See ya.